Hey, all right. Thank you. Wow. You're here. You came. Amazing. Closing weekend, performing in the Hollywood Fringe Festival. I've had a lot of dreams in my life, but this wasn't one of them. It wasn't. I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. I earned most of my living as a personal trainer. 21 years in Hollywood. Yeah. It's another way to say I'm a terrible actor. I grew up in Connecticut, working class. Not white trash, more like white recycling. Still garbage, just cleaner, you know? Rinse first. I'm Generation X. Now, I know, I look like a young millennial. But I'm indeed Generation X, and we grew up different. We did. We didn't have all the labels like the kids have today. Now, when I was growing up, you were gay, straight, or Prince. Those were the options in the 80s. That was it. No, we grew up different. I remember I would come home from elementary school, like 9, 10 years old, and I would go in the garage, I would hop up on this garbage can, and I'd grab a key off the latch, and I would let myself in the house, and I would wait for my mom to get home from work. Right. And it was cute. They called us latchkey kids. Right. Yeah. Yeah, today there's a new name for it. It's called child neglect. Same thing, different generation, that's all. My mom was a nurse, my dad a social worker. Caregivers, my parents. Really good at taking care of other people. You know where I'm going with this one. Yeah, not their own kids. Gotta draw the line somewhere. Can't save everybody, you know? I've got an unusual last name, Dymkoski. It's Polish. I'm actually half Polish and half Italian. Yeah, which means I love pizza, but I eat the crust first. Polish joke for you there. Some of you get that. Good. Right on. All right. Yeah, no. My mom's the Italian side. Had a tough Italian mother. Anybody have one of those? Italian mothers are tough. And they swear. One time I was fighting with my mom, like, Ma, why are you always mad at me? Like, what'd I do? She said, every time I look at you, I see your father. That's my fault, Ma. I didn't fuck him, you did. Time you stop blaming me for your mistakes, don't you think? My dad, more the philosopher type, he told me marriage is the first step to divorce. I was 6 when we first had that conversation. Yeah. Most of my friends were raised Catholic. I was raised curmudgeon. Which is just Catholic minus the molestation, actually. I didn't get molested. That's good. I am not a father because my father sat me down when I was 12 and he said, always use a condom. He didn't want me to make the same mistakes he made. Me. Yeah. A lot of talk about identity labels these days. I actually got called a homophobic slur recently. I was walking my pet Chihuahua. Now, this really happened. Walking my dog in my neighborhood, car comes flying down the street, almost hits me in the crosswalk. And I was mad. I yelled, I said, slow down! Guy leans out his window and goes, fuck you, faggot. I was shocked. I said, you're driving a Fiat. I'm the... Come on. I'm not gay, but I don't like to say I'm not gay because then it sounds like I'm afraid to be gay. And I'm not. A afraid to be gay. Or gay for that matter. Not that it matters. I realize the more I talk about this, the more it sounds like I'm in denial. And I'm not. No, really, I'm not. No, it's crazy. You gotta pick a label. No room for mystery anymore. In today's terms, I'm a cisgender, heteronormative, hypersexual, pansexual, sapiosexual, demisexual, polyamorous male. In other words, a dude. I'm a dude. Not a bro. Different. Different. Difference between a dude and a bro? About 50 IQ points. I don't make the rules. A bro brags about being alpha. A dude waits for consent. It's the subtle differences, people. Subtle differences. A lot of my gay friends like to call me an ally. It's another label I reject. Because to me, ally implies supportive but separate. Look, I've lived in West Hollywood 21 years. I'm literally embedded in the community. Not so much an ally at this point, I'm an honorary member. I accept. No, I think deep down inside we are all the same, right? Like every hetero dude, just a meth addiction away from sucking a dick. We're being honest. LA's a crazy place, funny place. Everyone wants to tell you you look like somebody famous, you know? Somebody way more successful than you. Yeah, like the other day somebody told me I look like Quentin Tarantino. Fuck you, that hurts. Because growing up, everyone said I looked like Patrick Swayze. You could just say I'm not aging well, it's fine. I don't know if you young people know that Patrick Swayze was once People magazine's sexiest man alive. Right. Yeah. Quentin Tarantino? Not even close. Never even nominated, far as I know. Yeah, LA's a crazy place. Gotta talk astrology. I learned that real quick. I'm from the East Coast. People talk astrology on the East Coast, they take it with a grain of salt. On the West Coast, astrology is like a second language. If you don't talk astrology, you won't talk to anybody. Like even on the dating apps, women will lead their profiles with their astrological sign, like it's the most important thing, you know? Sometimes it's the only thing they put, their astrological sign, which is usually the sign for me to swipe left. But I make exceptions. Every guy knows there's a hotness threshold for women with astrology. Except if you're Gemini. If you're Gemini, it's automatic. Swipe left. No, you gotta talk astrology. Here's how I do it. Somebody will say, hey Dale, what's your sign? I say Libra. Libras are the best, everyone knows, right? Yes. Creative, balanced, the best. Inevitably they go, oh. So I go, right? Then they go, of course. Now I'm a polite guy. So I gotta ask them, what's your sign? And they say, whatever. Doesn't matter what they say because I'm gonna say, of course you are. Then they go, I know, right? And that, my friends, is all you need to know about astrology. I never date a Gemini, just take my word for it. I feel like I lost 1/12 of the audience there. I'll get you back. Another thing I like to share with people right up front is that I am hard of hearing, I was born that way. I wear hearing aids. And you can't see them these days because technology is so tiny. And I only bring this up because it informs everything else about me, you know? I'm an introvert. I can be antisocial. I'm a great athlete. I know that doesn't quite follow. I just wanted to mention that. There's this stereotype that deaf and hard of hearing people are dumb. You've heard this, right? Deaf and dumb. Yeah. Now, we are not dumb, okay? We just pretend to be so we don't have to talk to you. People always want to know, like, what % deaf I am. And it doesn't really work that way, you know? Deafness is like sexuality. It occurs on a spectrum. It goes light, moderate, severe, profound. My place on the spectrum, not deaf enough to have a speech impediment, but deaf enough to ignore you and get away with it. It's a great place to be, actually. Yeah, I'm a person with a disability. It's another label I don't love. Mainly because I think I got it better than you. I can sleep. Naps could be the world's greatest napper. Like, I wish napping were an Olympic event. I'd have a gold medal. I'm that good. Fights with my girlfriend, just take my hearing aids out, and it's over. She can have the last word, because it falls on deaf ears, so. Win-win for everyone. Yeah. Being hard of hearing is the only disability that you outgrow. Right? Because I was a little kid with hearing aids. Back then, they were so big. And, you know, the world treated me special. They sat me in front of the class. I was a gifted child. Now, I'm just middle-aged. No one cares. I'm just like every other idiot that blasted music in their headphones for 40 years. Who walks around going, what? Huh? Yeah, you know, every family's got one. They got the TV turned up to 100, right? Nobody in the house can hear, everybody's yelling. I'm not totally deaf. I'm deaf light. That's my rap name. My name is, what? My name is, huh? My name is, still can't hear you. Deaf light. It just needs the right producer. That much for the Eminem fans. We got any? I think all people with disabilities should be treated equally amongst ourselves. Why can't I get the handicap spot? What, your disability is better than mine? You got fibromyalgia, can't walk a couple extra feet? Come on. By the way, fibromyalgia, like the gluten allergy of disabilities. Some people have it and it sucks. A lot of other people think they have it, but do they? Really? These are jokes, people. I don't want the fibromyalgia community coming after me. Career can't handle it right now. I'm just saying, it seems kind of arbitrary where they draw the line, you know? Like, there's a guy at my gym that parks in the handicap spot every day. Perfectly able-bodied. Like, you should see this guy's workout. He's doing kettlebell swings, box jumps. Finally, one day, I asked his trainer, a friend of mine, I'm like, what is that guy's disability? And he's parked in the handicap spot. And he said, guy's HIV positive. So I said, I have AIDS. Oh. I showed them to you. Hearing aids. It had to be said. What kind of comedian would I be if I didn't say that? Moving on. guys pulling back on that one. It's my disability. I can make fun of it. Yeah. All right, so crazy times we're living in, you know? I just came out the other end of a midlife crisis for the third time. And my therapist said, no, Dale, that's called depression. And then my therapist said if I want to not be depressed anymore, that I should quit smoking weed. And I said, I don't want to be happy that bad. There's a limit to what I'm willing to do here. But I'm doing great now, though. Doing great. So much better because I gave up something else. Hope. I gave up hope. Who knew? Who knew? Buddhist, Dale. Buddhist knew. Let go attachment to the outcome. You'll be happy. It's tough to be happy in today's world. I'm rooting for another pandemic at this point. I had a great pandemic last time. Am I the only one that looks back on 2020 with nostalgia? Oh my God, it was great. Everything stopped. We had a chance to relax. No traffic. I remember driving down Sunset Boulevard right here, 5 p.m. on a Friday, nobody there. I felt like Katharine Hepburn, 1950, just Sunset Strip all to myself. It was amazing. Went through a breakup during the pandemic because nothing forces the issue quite like a mandatory quarantine, you know? We're on good terms though, my ex and me. We talk, we text. Sometimes we have dinner together. We just don't have sex. You know, like a marriage. Not enough married people here to fully appreciate that joke. Okay. Yeah, I'm one of those people, I'm friends with all my exes, which works out great, because otherwise I wouldn't have any friends, so. Works out really well. Yeah, no, that relationship I was in lasted 4 years. And the one before that I was in for 8 years. My relationships are like presidential elections. They come around every 4 years and they have term limits. I always feel like I'm campaigning for re-election, you know? Bullshit. Couldn't wait to get back to the private sector, you know? I like to talk politics, which means people don't like talking to me. That's how that goes. Yeah, no, the current climate, white male, and what you might call politically ambiguous. Can't quite tell by looking at me. Like, you know I wasn't at January 6th, but I might know someone who was. And look, I recognize the privilege I have to be able to blend in anywhere. I do. But I'd be lying if I said I didn't like it. You know, I travel all over for comedy. Red states, blue states. I don't want to show my cards too soon. So people ask if I'm Democrat or Republican. I say I'm socially liberal, but my favorite song's by Kid Rock. That's bipartisanship right there. Oh, what, I offended all the musicians in the room now? Can't win. Can't win. So divided. I think we gotta have empathy for people that we don't agree with. Like, I feel for Trump supporters because I got swept up in a cult once. Really? Yeah, in LA it's called acting class. It can happen to anyone. Look, if you're a Trump supporter offended by that joke, I need you to know, I literally went to India with my acting class. I'm a discerning guy. If it can happen to me, it can happen to anyone. Have empathy, people. Political tensions are high. I think we should all be able to agree that no matter where we stand politically, we should all be able to agree that we're anti-violence, right?
Yeah.
Not a high bar. Like, I wish Trump would die. But by natural causes. Anti-violence people. I call that my First Amendment joke. Just testing to see if we still have it, you know? Crazy times. Been reading about these diseases making a comeback, you know? Ones we thought we got rid of, like measles, tuberculosis, and overt racism. That's a thing again. Yeah, white people are racist and proud. They're like Instagramming that shit. Doing Nazi salutes in public. Used to be something that you'd want to keep under wraps, you know? Kind of like how parents used to not want their kids to get measles. It was a different time. Okay, we got a room full of racist anti-vaxxers here. What's up? Never know in Hollywood. Ah, man, crazy times. I think more men need to stand up for women's rights. I think that's important. Yes. Specifically, abortion rights. Shouldn't just be women talking about this, because abortion access and lack thereof affects all of us. Shouldn't just be women talking about this. Now, having said that, I do have a quibble with the pro-choice crowd. Pro-choice advocates always say that no one's pro-abortion. I am. I don't know why that's controversial to say. Abortion access, apart from being a fundamental woman's right, actually helps solve other problems. Global warming, population growth, mass shootings. Yeah, let's face it, deep down inside every mass shooter is a child who wasn't wanted. I think we can all agree we'd want to nip that one in the bud, no? I'm just trying to help. I'm just trying to help solve those problems here. Just doing my part, you know? Everybody hates everybody. I blame the phones. I blame the phones and social media. The phones have ruined us. Like, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I'm not. But they are manipulating us through our phones. Doesn't matter what you believe. Doesn't matter who you voted for. If you have a smartphone, you're being manipulated. Some of us are better fact checkers. That's a fact. I still believe in those. Ah, man. But I think historians are going to look back on this time and they're going to try to pinpoint the moment, the beginning of the end for civil society. And I'm here to tell you that moment is when Facebook overtook MySpace. Once our parents got on social media, it was over. MySpace was like the Studio 54 of social media. It was. Just sexy, hot people, no parents, theme song on your homepage. What's not to like? MySpace was like the first hookup app. You know, I did way better on MySpace than I ever did on Tinder. I'm currently single. A lot of people complain about being single. I don't. I like being single because I like having money to spend on myself. Oh, I take good care of myself. I am the king of self-care. I like that we call it that now too, self-care. It used to just be called selfish. Very happy with the upgrades. I'm a lot more heroic, you know? I think marriage is too easy. Dead silence for that one. Never been married. I'm not talking about being married. I'm talking about getting married. Way too easy. We just let anybody get married because they feel like it. I think it's crazy that you have to apply for a marriage license, but no test. I mean, other things for which you need a license, you have to pass a test, right? Driver's license, a pilot's license, license to carry a firearm. Okay, bad example. Bad example. No, prove you can stay together, and then we'll grant you marriage. That's how it should work. I mean, how many weddings have you gone to? Right? You took time off work, you bought a new outfit, plane tickets, a hotel room, bought a gift, only to find them divorced 5 years later. I mean, I haven't been to many. I don't get invited to weddings. Too much of a buzzkill, I guess. I don't know. Prove you can stay together, we'll grant you marriage. You guys know those Kickstarter crowdfunding campaigns? Yeah, your idiot friend posts on Facebook to donate to a stupid movie or whatever. Yeah, you know. Well, Kickstarter is different than the other crowdfunding sites because on Kickstarter, there's a goal amount of money they need to reach in a set amount of time. If they don't reach that goal in that time, they don't get any of the money, and your credit card on which you made your donation doesn't get charged. And I think that's how marriage should work. Yeah, announce your intention to marry, set up your registry, we'll order your gifts, but set your wedding date for 8 years later. Yeah, just prove you can stay together for 2 terms. How hard is that? Look, you make it through the 7-year itch, you've earned your marriage. Then you'll get your gifts, our cards will get charged, we'll celebrate your wedding. Just save us all the hassle, that's all. I'm a hopeless romantic, what can I say? No, I had a great 2020. I'll tell you a quick story. I woke up one morning, a couple months before the pandemic started, with vision loss. It was the weirdest thing. Like I could see over here fine, but I couldn't see over here. I had a big blind spot. Now, I'm hard of hearing, so my first thought was, I sure am giving Helen Keller a run for her money here. And then I thought, one more disability, I could get on America's Got Talent. 3 disabilities? That's a story. I'll take that one person, thank you. So I went to the eye doctor, you know, and he ran some tests, and he could tell I couldn't see in the bottom right quadrant of both my eyes. But he couldn't figure out why. He said, you know, the retina looked fine, the optic nerve looked fine. So he sent me to the emergency room out of an abundance of caution, you know, where they did a scan of my brain and found that I had had a stroke. I know, bad. But I finally got the handicap spot. What does a man have to do, you know? It was a life-changing moment. Being able to park in LA, I tell you. So people see how well I've recovered and they're like, oh, you had like one of those mini strokes, one of those precursor strokes. No, I had a full-on fucking stroke. I was in the hospital for a week. So lucky. I am so lucky. I'm not your typical stand-up comic because I have health insurance. You see, lucky. Yeah. Let me tell you how lucky I am. So survived the stroke. Timed that stroke for right before the world shut down for a year for a once-a-century pandemic. We had these horrific fires in LA this year. Like so many people lost their homes. Entire neighborhoods burned down. My home, my neighborhood, unscathed. I was in New York City for 9/11. I'm a cat, is what I'm trying to say. I've only got a few lives left. But yeah, stroke survivor. It's another label I don't wear very well. Look, I've been working out 6 days a week my entire life. It's not supposed to happen to me. It's supposed to happen to someone like, I don't know, a 79-year-old politician on a fast food diet, consumed by anger and resentment, just off the top of my head. off the top of my head. But people want to know why, Dale. Like, why'd you have a stroke? Like, what caused it? Sometimes shit happens. Did you know 1 in 6 strokes occurs in someone under the age of 50? Yeah. But doctors, they wanted to know why. They ran all kinds of tests, and they found that I had this condition called PFO, patent foramen ovale, which is literally a hole in the heart. My girlfriend said, yeah, that tracks. Could have told you that. But this condition doesn't necessarily cause a stroke. 30% of us have it. They just see a high correlation between this condition and young athletic people having strokes. See how I snuck that in there again? Great athlete. You see that? Good, right? But yeah, every stroke is different. Every recovery different. Some people lose the ability to speak. Some lose the ability to use one side of their body. I lost the ability to give a fuck. Disappeared. Yeah. Lost my ambition. I did. I just get up out of bed in the morning and I'm crushing it. I don't have to do a thing for the rest of the day. I am winning. But I had that year off. And I needed it, to recover, to reflect. And it changed my perspective on life. It really did. Made me realize I don't want to spend another minute on this earth doing something I don't want to do. Yeah. No more guilt, shame, negativity. So I no longer have to talk to my family. Kidding. Of course I still talk to my family. But through my agent, okay? Because you gotta have boundaries. You gotta have them. But yeah, I got a new lease on life. And then a couple years later, I turned 50. And no one ever believes how old I am. People are always like, hey, Dale, what's your secret? How do you stay looking so young? And I do have a secret. Naps. Yeah, and don't have kids. So you can take naps. And don't do crystal meth. That's about all I got for you. Okay, it's Kiehl's. Kiehl's Ultra Facial Moisturizer. It's our secret. Yeah. Survived the stroke. Newly single. About to turn 50. I decided I needed to do something special for myself. So I took the trip of a lifetime. I went to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Love Brazil. The land of ass. It's the official nickname. I didn't believe it either. Best butt you've ever seen in your life. Everywhere. All the time. Brazilians take their fitness seriously. Everybody works out. They have workout stations at bus stops. Honest to God. What do we have? Ads for McDonald's. We are not the same. We are not the same. Best butt you've ever seen. Now, guys, I think we should be able to talk about physical beauty and not be creeps about it. Okay? Look, I'm a feminist. Truly, I was raised that way. Also an ass man. Born that way. A feminist ass man, if you will. I looked into this. It's different parts of the brain, so it's allowed. But I'll never forget, it was a Tuesday afternoon, and I'm sitting on the beach, and it is packed. Thousands of people. Tuesday. Ass as far as the eye can see. And let me just explain something about women's swim attire in Brazil. There is no such thing as a one-piece bathing suit, okay? I've been back 3 times, I've never seen one. It is thong bikinis only. I think it's the law, I don't know. Black ass, white ass, caramel macchiato ass. And that's when I got robbed. Such an easy target, aren't I? Stupid gringo distracted by ass. Swipe my bag right out from under me. Still, best vacation ever. Tinder superstar. I had 24 matches the first night. I haven't had that many matches here in 2 years. And one was more beautiful than the next, to the point I had to do something crazy, something I could never do here. Raise my standards. Started swiping left on 7s and 8s. I'm apologizing. I'm like, I'm only here 9 days. Like, who's got that kind of time, you know? A friend of mine came up to me after a show, woman, feminist, and she said, Dale, who are you to judge women's butts? I said, fair question. I'm a celebrity trainer in Hollywood over 20 years. I've got a master's degree in exercise physiology. I'm literally an expert on ass. She didn't think that was as funny as I did. Oh, but I love Brazilian culture. I love the people. Brazilians are happy, festive, vibrant. Americans? We are not those things. We're not. We think we are. Pretend to be. But we're not. We're miserable. We're depressed. We don't have enough money, not where we want to be in life. Brazilians know how to hang. Hanging out is an art form. Everybody hangs out. Doesn't matter, rich, poor, young, old. Like, you go out to a club any night of the week, and there are 70-year-olds dressed to the nines dancing the night away. More energy than me. Hanging out is an art form. Starts in the morning at the beach, game of volleyball, swim in the ocean, all afternoon into the night playing sports, music, dancing. Americans, 2 hours out, too long. You people are thrilled the show's only an hour, right? Yeah, you said that on your way out the door. It's only an hour. We'll be home before 11. Any longer than 2 hours for Americans, high likelihood of a verbal altercation. Gets caught on video, goes viral on TikTok, you lose your job. I don't think that happens in Brazil. Cultural differences, they're real. They are real. People ask if I'm scared to travel alone in Brazil. You know, the crime. I got robbed. I actually had a chance to visit a favela. Just somebody knows. If you don't know what a favela is, it's a tiny, picture a tiny ramshackle house about the size of this stage, maybe less, as a house, stacked one on top of the other into the mountainside. Plumbing, electricity, hit or miss. It's where the poorest people live, right? A lot of culture in the favela, but gringo like me can't just walk in there, right? You gotta get escorted in by a local, right? Like, the police don't even go in there. The favelas are controlled by criminal gangs. And you know who the criminal gangsters are because they have machine guns strapped to their backs. And they patrol the favela on motorcycle up and down the hill all day, all night, with machine guns strapped to their backs, which, scary. But I could be in Texas if you think about it, right? Cultural differences. It's true. Difference between their gun culture and ours. In Brazil, the criminal gangsters don't let the crazy guy carry the gun. Too real, that joke, I know. It's too on the nose, yeah. Because we do that here. We let the crazy guy. Best part about my time in Brazil, getting robbed of my cell phone. A week in a foreign country without my phone. Most peace I felt in 20 years. It was amazing. Had a Brazilian girlfriend for a while. So beautiful. So beautiful. Was punching way above my weight. Her most attractive attribute? Didn't speak English, guys. Didn't speak English. Highly recommend a language barrier in a relationship. I barely speak Portuguese, so communication was slow. I don't think that's a bad thing. Most of it was written, that means receipts. Highly recommend a language barrier. I guess what I'm saying is I wish all of you the experience of getting robbed of your cell phone in a foreign country where you can't speak the language. It's a life-altering experience. So I love music. It's another controversial opinion, I know. Full of controversial opinions. No, but I always have loved music. Music fascinates me, ever since I was a little kid. Because music is the one universal human language. Yeah, right? Anywhere on earth, no matter where you go, no matter what language is spoken, everybody understands the language of music. Yeah. So when I was a kid, it's understandable that my parents and teachers didn't encourage me into music because I couldn't hear, right? It didn't make any sense. They were like, go play sports, kid, you'll be fine. Go ahead. But I love music, always have. And as I mentioned, I'm Generation X, right? I think Gen Xers occupy a special place in the world today. I really do. Yeah, because we lived half our lives before the internet and before the technology boom, and half our lives after. And when I was a kid growing up, the technology for my hearing aids was analog. And what that means is it amplified all sound equally. So while it made the sound louder, it wasn't necessarily easier to hear, right? Certainly wasn't easier to hear like nuances and pitch and tone and all that. And then around the turn of the century, the technology went digital. And if you want to feel old, use phrases like turn of the century. Works like a charm. But digital hearing aids changed my life. I could hear things I could never hear before. Birds chirping. These hearing aids are smart. They know I want to hear the person talking in front of me, not the background noise. They're so tiny, the world doesn't see them, so the world doesn't treat me different. I'm not saying what all the time. Best way I can describe going from analog to digital hearing aids is like Dorothy in black and white Kansas suddenly dropped into the land of Oz. One time I was talking with a friend, and I just said offhand, I said, you know, in my next lifetime, I would learn to play the guitar. And next time I saw my friend, he gave me a guitar. Right? I know. I was so moved. I was like, I can't accept this. I don't know how to play. I don't know what, like. And he was like, just keep it in your room. Just let it sit there. Maybe one day you'll pick it up and try to learn to play. And then wouldn't you know, a year later, I became friends with a musician who taught me to play music. Aww. And did you know, playing music, great way to rehabilitate the brain after a stroke. Yeah. So that's what I did all of 2020. I played music, and I tried to remember my jokes. That's what I did. And that's why I think I'm standing before you right now. Yeah. So I thought that I'd play a song that I wrote. It's always a little bit of a dicey situation when a comedian picks up a guitar. I get it. But deaf, stroke survivor, the bar couldn't be set any lower here. Here I go on the road again. Sights unseen around the world. It's bittersweet, baby, now. It's the only way I know. The only way It's the only way. It ain't easy to be the one loving me so far away. If you wanna leave, I understand. It's so hard for me to let you go, but it's the only way I know. It's the only way I know. The only way I know. It's the only way I know. Spreading my wings, gotta fly away. You know I'll be back for you someday. Can only hope things won't change. You're in my heart, you're in my soul. It's the only way I know. The only way I know. It's the only way I know. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Words matter. Representation and inclusivity important. And we need not be defined by our labels. I literally believed I couldn't play music first 30 years of my life. One time, I was singing my favorite song, and my dad goes, "Dale, you shouldn't sing." What a terrible thing to say to a child. I was 40 at the time, but still, a child inside. Always a child inside. Hey, you guys have been amazing. I'm Dale Dymkoski. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Big hands for Matt in the booth. He's been great these 4 shows. Thank you to my producer, Bruce. It's been amazing source of support. And thank you to all of you for coming out. I really appreciate it. When you leave here, you're going to get an email. Leave a review. These reviews help, help for the future of the show, all that stuff. And then other people are going to get